Hi, Anna.
Hi,
It's
Cecilia.
so nice to have you today and to hear about your beautiful work that you're doing. And for everybody who is here, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Nice to have here Anna as guest. Um, she's going to talk something about her professional work and the moves that she made in that. And I'm very thrilled to introduce you, Anna, to everybody listen here.
Oh, thank you so much, Cecilia. So yeah, I have been working in ICU for quite a while, for more than 6 years now. Not all the time in ICU because I was doing my residency in anesthesiology and intensive care. But for the last 2 years, I spent a lot of time there. And yeah, I would like to talk about communication in healthcare, and especially in ICU with you, because I know that you are an expert about empathic communication. And so if you can share something with our audience right now, I would be really grateful.
All right. Yes. So my topic is empathic world. I really would love to have us move from the overpowering situation that we create with each other to a more power with situation in communication. And we are so programmed in being better than someone else, programmed on feeling where's your position, who are you in relation to the other person, that we are so busy with that we hardly tune into ourselves, be ourselves, speak from our heart, and connect with the other heart. So that is that's my passion. And yeah, for medical professionals, it's major. I think it's major to go there.
Yeah, that's so true. And so, how would you advise medical doctors and nurses and other healthcare professionals to connect from heart to heart? Because their workload is high, the job is demanding, they work long hours, and sometimes they have patients, like they need to see a lot of patients. So how would you recommend them that they still communicate from their heart?
Yeah, so um, it's not indeed only communication that needs to have a shift. We also need to ask ourselves, what is this long time working doing for me? What am I doing with myself? Seeing patient after patient and rushing through it. What does it do to my being? So the empathy goes first to themselves. Is this the life that you want to lead? Is this the life that you want to have? So those kind of major questions to ask yourself. If you say, "Yeah, I wanna help as many people as I can," how can I quickly zoom into because heart to heart goes faster than our mind to our mind, right? So how can
Yeah.
I be quicker connected to my patient? And that is via zooming in to your love and light in your heart. So zooming into that situation that you feel love for that person, even if it's few minutes that you see that person. It's like you set you set your mind. So you have to set your mind to set your heart to okay, there's another person. I send love, and because you send love, the connection can be straight away there. And to hear a complaint of a patient, or you want to know how they are doing, is uh, how you're doing, and I'm really interested. That is your underlying thought. I'm really interested in hearing what is going on with you. And what would they say, for example? If a doctor asks how you're doing, because they may ask that question, right? What
Yeah.
would the patient, for example, say?
Yeah, well, it depends. Like if patient is really in pain, so then the pain would be like the factor that would really be something that, they don't need then a lot of words because you can see on their
Yeah,
face they're in pain.
right.
And in the majority of time, they would be worried as well, or
Right.
just not knowing what's happening because something hurts or something is not functioning normally. So usually you recognize this in your body and then you go to the hospital and seek advice of a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think patients that come to the hospital, sometimes they are really in such a state that it's hard for them even to communicate in the beginning. So probably it's more like, as you said, what can a healthcare professional do for them? As a
Right.
doctor, as a nurse. So how you approach them with, first you said, with
Open heart.
open-heartedness, love in your heart,
Yeah.
that you have this intention for building like empathic relationship, that you are open and that you are spreading love. And
Yeah.
then having this intention that you really are interested in what's going on in their lives, like being curious about, so what's happening, how I can support you, what I can give you, or how I can really make this thing for you better.
Right, right. And they mostly will answer, well, you're the doctor, you should know, right? And there's
Yeah.
where the patient also programs the doctor in grabbing to outer situations instead of staying here. So the next step for a medical professional is to acknowledge. So that's the third step. So first the heart opening, then I'm curious, then I acknowledge that you are in pain. So you show a mirror to the patient in order for them to make them co-responsible for their health. And actually, they should be the main person responsible for their health, right? But they give it out of hands. They give it to the doctor, to the nurse, to you do it. I don't want
Yeah.
to do it. And here you can stand your ground as a medical professional. Hey, wait a minute, it's your body. I'm not in your body, right? So you tell me. And then they say, oh, it's my shoulder. And then the next step is to read a person, to read what they are telling you, to read it in their verbal and nonverbal cues. So at that time, for the medical professional, and actually for anybody, you are so busy with the other person, you lose time in that sense that it's interesting. It is interesting, right? Because you try to get the other person. You are on a little quest. So instead of feeling it as work, like, oh my God, I have to work. What can I do for her? Where shall I get? What shall I get her? Where's my list? Well, you are
Yeah.
here and now, staying with them. I say, whoa, the shoulder, and give it back to them. Give it back to them. And they may be in shock. Yeah, give me something. Because they are programmed in demand, in demanding and putting that pressure. So it's a co-creation always in communication, always. You co-create that situation. So that would be some things to break through that,
Yeah.
yeah, could really turn around a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked when you shared that they need to be responsible for their bodies. And as a healthcare professionals, we are there to support their recovery, and we are there standing for their health. But they are actually the ones that are doing the work, to be honest.
Yeah.
And probably sometimes, if you need a surgery, then you are obviously not doing the work as surgery is done on you, or if you need some kind of a procedure. But what I would like to encourage people is to have this intention, like my body is healing and I'm healing my body and my doctor is helping me. So that this is codependency, not just doctor is
Right.
going to fix my issue.
Right. And what do you do already till now for that? Or how do you approach a person who comes to you?
So when I'm seeing my own patients, I like to remind them on the healing nature, that they can have that they can heal their body as well. And if they participate with this intention, like for example, before going to surgery, if they have this intention in their mind that surgery is going to be all right, so everything is going to happen according to the plan, the surgeon has studied a lot, the anesthetist has studied a lot, they're all professionals and very experienced. And if I can help them just to build the trust in the team and in trust in the natural ability that our bodies are healing, so this immensely help the recovery.
Right, right, right. So really having them feeling that everything will be all right, comforting them and giving them the trust that their body can do it. That's, other
Yeah.
people healed. Why not you?
Yeah, that's for
Wow.
sure. Sometimes
Yeah,
you need more help from the outside,
right.
and sometimes you need a procedure or pills or whatever, like really support from the outside.
Yeah.
But you need as well to have the intention and this wish in yourself, the desire that you want to be healthy again, or at least that you don't want to have all the devastating consequences of a serious illness. So
Yeah.
if you have a chronic disease, that you wish for yourself to have the least amount possible of symptoms, because it
Yeah.
can be so chronic
Overwhelming.
diseases, can be, I don't know, like diabetes or arterial hypertension, like high blood pressure. These kind of things can be very serious or can be very mild.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you look after yourself, and how you are aware about what you do according to how you lead your healthy lifestyle. So if you
Ah,
exercise, what you eat, this is very important.
yeah. 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 To go over that primary list, like how do you take care of this system that has this illness now, but uh, there is a reason that it happened, and we start looking into the physical reason, and that could be the food. And then you come, of course, to the emotional part. Do you address that too?
Yeah, well, emotions like usually came up as a worry or fear,
Yeah.
or sometimes hopelessness,
Yeah.
which are emotions that actually take away from you your power.
Yeah.
Which in a situation when you have a disease or when your body is not feeling well,
Right.
actually you need your power back.
Yeah.
So you need to be very careful how you communicate with yourself, in what kind of thoughts you have in your mind, because
Right.
these thoughts then help you to go into the right direction, help your body to heal,
Right.
or don't help.
Yeah. 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 They will guide you to a different level, and you make them aware of that. And I think always with my work, the best way to make them aware is feeding them back their words, with a slightly different wording, but staying as close to their words as they say it. Like, I'm really feeling, what could they say, for example? Let's do a little test here. What could they say? I have.
So I'm really scared about how my
Okay. So
operation is going to go, or you
okay,
know.
perfect. So if someone says, "I'm really scared," how that will go, you know, and in that sigh, you may even hear something that they don't speak, which is fear of death, right? Will I wake up after that narcosis, or is this the end, right? So often what they give to you is not the real, there's more underneath. If you can pull that up, like, it's really scary to go in this surgery, wondering what will happen to me. So you don't speak it neither, but you give a hint that if it is underneath, yeah, will I wake up? Then they can add that. And then they can hear themselves saying that. It's not the doctor who says, sorry, this is it. No, never. You know, they have to be in charge, because out of that thing, like, yeah, even like, is this it, right? You say again, you wonder, and it's, you know, it's not something you would want, if this is the end of your life, right? But you give it back to them. You don't say like, oh, be worry, it will be over soon and you will be the best, because that does not give them the power back. You have to give them the power back. And that's one of the main things with communication. We try to either comfort them, comfort their discomfort or their worry. Don't worry, everybody comes out here really with a big smile. And they may say, oh, thank you, doctor. Yeah, that's good to know. But in their heart, they still don't trust it, right? So you have to pull it up a little bit. And then they could say, well, I may be okay. And then they made the decision, I will be okay, right? So as a professional, going to that edge, that they take charge, because you need them to for this surgery that you do, to be positive in standing in that. Yeah, because otherwise you better don't do it, right? If they are already okay, that was it. And you say, okay,
that's for
let's
sure.
not do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that you said that you need to give them the power back.
Yeah.
So that they are responsible for what's going to happen and how, you know, what kind of thoughts they are going to have about it. And as well, so like very concretely, if, you know, like imagine that I'm an anesthetist and there is a patient coming and he says to me, oh, I'm really afraid if I'm going to wake up after surgery. So how would you communicate with this patient, being an anesthetist?
Okay, so that you acknowledge that first, that he said that. So you say, so it's really a worry for you, you know, to come out of this, like you go so deep, and will you wake up? So you acknowledge that, and then you wait till the patient says, yes, aha, you get me, you acknowledge me. And now you can say, and I have the experience in my years of training and work, that people come awake and well and relaxed out of this. So you tell your experience. You don't tell him that he will wake up. You tell your experience. So I have the experience that people, I make it general. So you make the bigger picture so that he can decide, I'm going to be in that bigger picture. I'm going to be the one
Oh, right.
to wake up smooth and say, wow, open up my eyes. I'm still here. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And then if you pull it in a bigger picture and people wake up happy or wake up yawning, you give a little image that is a plant in them, that is a gift to them, that is a, will they take that or not? You don't know, but you give them a little gift of an image how people could wake up. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, that helps. So then first you repeat after them the worry that they somehow understand that you are there for them, and
Yeah,
that in this communication somehow you hear them.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
You
then
for their yes or yes or you know, so that you know, oh, I was right. I zoomed in. I gave them back correctly. I let them know I heard them. Yeah.
yeah. And when you get this confirmation
Right.
that they were heard, then you wanna just present from your own experience what usually happens, not telling them you are going to have you are going to wake up happy, or you are going to wake up you're 100% going to wake up.
Yeah.
So that you just present them with the picture that is the most likely to happen, and they are the one that they choose this picture for themselves. Did I understand you correctly?
Yes. Yes. That picture is a little gift, and they take it or leave it. Yeah. Yeah. And you don't need to ask now. You can always ask, does that feel a little better for you now? You know, to test, did their emotion move from worry to okay, I think I will be okay. You know,
Yeah.
so then you have a more relaxed patient, and you think, and then you ask permission. So the next step is permission. Are you ready that I start the procedure?
Yeah, that's, I think that's so important. Yeah.
Are you ready is the last question that you ask them to get to, because you are a supporter for them. You are not going to do it. They have to do it. They have to be in charge. And with every step of the steps that I just talked about, you let them know you are in charge of your well-being. And I'm a helper with this. And you chose this, and we're going to do it, but you have to say still yes to me to start it.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Because
Yeah.
you know, they stay with their body the whole life. Then you know, after surgery, a year after surgery, 10 years after surgery, you know, 20 years after surgery, and the this encounter with them that you have is just for an hour or 2 hours, or just, you know, these few minutes before surgery.
Right.
So it's so important that you, as anesthetist, that you give this power back to your patient.
Yes. And then the last step, the very last step, is afterwards. I don't know if you see them back, maybe not. But if you can see a patient back, then just ask them, how was it? Because that will feed you to tell others.
Yeah.
How was it finally? And then that's a little gift for you and your heart. Like, wow, I'm happy that I can be of support like this.
Yeah. That's for sure. So that's what we usually do second day. But yeah, I would like to encourage everyone, because it's not always part of what you need to do, because you have other patients next day. But it's really, really nice to have this close loop, like the feedback that the patient gives you, then the story, and just asking him or her how was it for you? How was the experience? Because usually we all get like very beautiful, beautiful words back. So it's not
Oh,
just, it's not just like filling our hearts, but as you said, so we have these beautiful stories to encourage other patients as well who are just, who need a
right.
surgery. Yeah.
Right. So you have more in your arsenal to help others with. Plus that it tells the patient themselves, hear themselves saying it, and reinforce that therefore in them. So and the recovery will be way faster this way, because only when the body is guided by the person themselves, it will respond to the commands that it is given, right? The commands like, oh, this was, yeah, piece of cake, or, well, it was a little tough in the beginning, but I I couldn't open my eyes, but once I opened them, it was all okay, so
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have any last thoughts about communication and giving power back to patient?
Uh, well, for the medical professional themselves to make their lives less full, because you still have to have that moment, that second of being there for them. And when your thoughts are still with the patient that you just had, you have to make that transition. So how do you do that? So when the patient goes away or you walk out of the room, uh, clean up, breathe out, and do maybe a little breathing before you see the next one. So because the overwhelm comes because it's stacking. So you have to stop one and start a new one.
Oh, yeah.
That was my
That's
last thing that I thought for you guys, to make that, because you have a so short time, you walk maybe from one room to the other, and in that walking, breathe out, reset for the new experience. Yeah, and see it
yeah.
as an adventure, as an experience, even though it may be it's your daily routine. See if you can step out of a routine and make your life more exciting, and on this quest, what you can do with patients. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Because patients can see, when you are a bit
Yeah.
excited, when you are not just there as a, just like have that, but when you are really present there for them.
Yeah.
And what you said that it's super important, like to have some kind of a ritual or like a thought or something that you do in between your patients, that you have fresh mind for seeing a new patient, and that you can really be 100% present with them. So as you said, taking a breath, just it's very
Right.
simple.
Yeah.
But if this breath represents for you that you are now concentrating, like just, packing what you did with a previous patient and now opening yourself for another patient, if this is just like breathing in and breathing out. So
Right.
this is simple, but with this gesture, you do so much, because it's like opening and closing a door.
Yeah. 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 And even if you have your sheet with the names of the patients on there, and you just finish this patient and you're walking out with the sheet, then say to the name that you just left, thank you, just thank you in your head. And then before you read the name of the next patient, say thank you to this patient. And then that's another trick to really make it quick. But breath, because you're walking and breathing anyway, is the conscious breath is a beautiful help. But depending on what you like, you can also say thank you in your mind, and then before you look at the next name. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And we are going to share more techniques in our next video. So
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah,
interested
because
in these techniques,
yeah,
we have a lot
definitely.
of them. So, but
Yeah.
today we just spoke about like the easiest ones, which are very powerful. So it doesn't mean that if a technique is easy, that it's not powerful. It's
Yeah,
usually, well, the easiest thing it is, that like the more powerful it is. So, but
right.
we you do it. So that's that's the
Yeah,
challenge. We need to remember
sure,
about it and do
sure.
it, and
Yeah,
then see the results and experience the results ourselves. And then as well having like patients saying to us, well, doctor, today you look so fresh, you are so present, so what's going on? What happened?
that they ask you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that would be great. And yes, it is a process of reprogramming yourself on an automated way that you did until now. You have to reprogram a new program that you will do automated at one point, but not in the beginning. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, awesome. Well, Anna, this was delightful, and gave me a little zoom into the medical professionals and in your work, and in the heart you have for your patients. So that sounds really, really awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cecilia. It was really, really helpful, the tools you shared, and just coming from your heart, because your heart is so big, so we can we can feel it.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to another conversations we're going to have in this channel,
Yeah, yeah.
sharing other techniques and our thoughts about. So thank you so much, really.
You're very welcome, and talk to you next time. Okay.
Yeah, bye bye. Talk to you soon. Bye.